If you can't shut him up, you will have to leave!
Hey, it's okay, Tyler, she whispered, stroking her son's arm as he rocked slightly in his seat. Daddy's just running a little late, but he'll be here soon, all right? The little boy, a black child with wide, searching eyes, pressed his hands against his ears, overwhelmed by the hum of the restaurant. His mother gave an apologetic smile to the nearby diners. I'm terribly sorry, my son just doesn't do well in loud environments. A man at the next table turned sharply. It wasn't loud until you two sat down. Her eyes widened. Excuse me? I need to see the manager, he snapped, glaring. The waiter hesitated, then nodded. Sure, Mr. Richard. She turned back to Tyler, her voice soft but strained. Hey, it's okay, baby. Remember the chicken fingers you love? They make them just right here, crispy and special just for you. Moments later, the waiter returned. Mr. Richard, is there a problem? There certainly is, the man said. We're trying to enjoy our meal, and we can't because of that woman and her son making all that racket. The mother's shoulders stiffened. I'm sorry. Not as sorry as you're going to be if you don't move them to another table, he cut in coldly. The waiter cleared his throat. Ma'am, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to move you and your son to a different table. Her heart sank. But I reserved this table specifically for my son. He's autistic, and sitting in the corner helps him stay calm. Please, just give him a few minutes to adjust. Apologies, the waiter replied, avoiding her eyes. We don't offer that option tonight. Her lips trembled. Come on, sweetheart, she said gently, forcing a smile. We're just going to move, okay? They rose slowly, moving past the stairs that followed them across the room. Tyler's voice quivered. Mom, why do we have to sit here? She swallowed. Take a guess, baby. Well, here we are, she said softly, guiding Tyler into a new seat near the center of the restaurant. See? Not so bad. Tyler's eyes darted around, bright lights, chatter, clinking glasses. His little fingers began tapping against the table, fast and uneven. Mom, I don't like it here, he whispered. She forced a smile. I know, sweetheart. Just breathe, okay? The waiter sighed impatiently. Your other option, he muttered, is to dine elsewhere. Her head snapped up. Excuse me? He shrugged. If you don't like this table, you're free to leave. Why do we have to sit here? Dylan asked, his voice trembling. Take a guess, she murmured under her breath, trying to calm him. The waiter added coldly, you know, maybe the problem isn't the noise or the table. Maybe it's your inability to control your son. The words hit her like a slap. My son is autistic, she said firmly. That's why I reserved the corner table. It helps him stay calm. Well, the waiter replied with a forced grin, you should have thought about that before letting him disrupt Mr. Richard's dinner. He's a very important customer. Her chest rose and fell sharply. He wasn't disrupting anyone. I was helping him calm down when you moved us. Maybe you're just not doing a good job, the waiter said quietly, turning away. Fine. Your husband can find your table when he gets here, but I suggest you order quickly. The sooner you're done, the better for everyone. He walked off without waiting for a reply. She swallowed hard, blinking away tears. Hey, Tyler, Daddy's coming soon, remember? He nodded slightly, still rocking. The waiter returned with menus, expressions stiff. Evening. Here are your menus. Thank you, she said politely, but we'll wait for my husband before ordering. He sighed. Look, can you just order now? The quicker I get you out, the less my boss rides me. Excuse me? She said, stunned. He looked away. Just doing my job, ma'am. Two women at a nearby table leaned in and whispered, Can you believe that mother lets her son behave like that? I know, the other replied. If you can't keep your kid quiet, why bring him here? Selfish. Have you ever watched someone judged so fast you could feel the air turn cold around them? It's okay, miss, the waiter said, crossing his arms. But if you can't control your child, I'm going to have you removed from the restaurant. She stared at him, disbelief in her voice. I'm trying, she whispered, her tone tight with exhaustion. Try harder, he snapped, and if he acts up again, you're both out of here. And from across the room, someone chuckled. Looks like the iPad's a better mother than she is, a man whispered to his date. That's for sure. Her eyes glistened, but she stayed silent. Tyler sat, small and still, gripping his tablet like a shield against the noise. So, the waiter said curtly, are we ready to order? She took a shaky breath. My son is looking forward to the chicken fingers on a hamburger bun with honey mustard and lettuce. She offered a small smile toward Tyler. Right, sweetheart? The waiter frowned. Yeah, we don't do custom orders here. We've had it before, she said gently. I called earlier and asked if it was okay. He narrowed his eyes. Are you calling me a liar? No, no, not at all, she said quickly. It's just that's the only way Tyler will eat the chicken fingers. Because of his autism, he has very specific needs. Another voice interrupted. Is there another problem over here? The manager asked, stepping forward. Yes, the waiter said immediately, his tone sharp. She's calling me a liar. Her voice trembled. That's not true. That's it, the manager barked. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Her mouth dropped open. Leave? I'm not belittling anyone. I'm not belittling anyone. I'm just saying I called earlier about a custom meal and I was told it wasn't a problem. I've heard enough, the manager said, his face cold. Ever since your son arrived, you've been nothing but trouble. Trouble? Her voice broke. I only wanted to take my son out for his 10th birthday. I don't want to hear another word, he snapped. I tried to be nice. Now I want you both to leave. Right, now. Tyler's lower lip quivered. Mom, did we do something bad? She knelt beside him, shaking her head. No, baby, you didn't do anything wrong. What if this was your child's birthday? Like, subscribe and stay. The truth behind this moment is about to unfold. Deal with this, the manager muttered under his breath, just as a sharply dressed man walked in through the restaurant doors. Mr. Dawkins, the waiter said, suddenly cheerful. It's so nice to see you. To what do we owe this pleasure? The man smiled. I'm here to celebrate, actually. Oh, that's wonderful. It's not every day we get our esteemed owner visiting. I know, Mr. Dawkins replied lightly, glancing around. It's been a while since I dropped in, but tonight's special. It's my son's birthday. The waiter froze mid-smile. Your son's birthday? Yes, he said proudly. Of all the restaurants I own, this one is his favorite. That's fantastic, the manager stammered. We're honored to have you here, sir. So, when can we expect your son? He should already be here with his mother, Mr. Dawkins said, checking his watch. I was running a little late and asked them to go ahead and order for me. The manager's grin faltered. No one told me. Oh, I'm sure she didn't mention it, Dawkins said, chuckling softly. My wife doesn't like making a big deal about who we are. She already has her hands full with our son. He's autistic, and she moves mountains every day just to keep him happy and safe. The waiter's throat tightened. Oh, well, we haven't seen any boy with his mother seated yet. Maybe they got stuck in traffic, Mr. Dawkins frowned. Strange, she would have called if they were running late. Right then, the restaurant doors opened again, and there she was. Emily, he said, his voice soft but tense. What's going on? You look upset. Her lip trembled. You wouldn't believe what we've been through. He stepped closer. Tell me. First, she began, explaining the ordeal the restaurant staff subjected her to. And then the manager threw us out when I asked for Tyler's custom meal, the same one we've ordered here for years. Wait, the manager stammered, his face paling. Your wife? Your son? Yes, Mr. Dawkins said firmly, stepping closer. My wife, Emily. My son, Tyler. The waiter's voice wavered. Sir, I didn't know. You didn't need to know who they were, Dawkins cut in sharply. You just needed to treat them with respect. The air went still. The laughter from nearby tables died down as whispers rippled across the room. Let's just wait a second here, the manager said nervously. Nobody's calling anyone a liar. This was just a big misunderstanding. Dawkins' expression darkened. When you go out of your way to be cruel to a mother just trying to care for her child, that's not a misunderstanding. Emily stood quietly beside him, holding Tyler close as the boy pressed into her coat, seeking comfort. For months, Dawkins continued, his voice calm but cutting, I've been debating whether we needed new management in this place. Thank you for making that decision easy. The manager swallowed. Sir, please. You're fired, Dawkins said flatly. Then, turning toward the waiter, he added, You too, both of you. Out, before I finish my next sentence. Sir, if I could just... Go, Dawkins said, his tone final. The two men exchanged panicked looks before rushing toward the kitchen doors, the sound of their footsteps echoing through the silence they left behind. A nearby customer muttered, Wait, that's his restaurant? Yes, someone whispered back. That woman, she's his wife. Emily exhaled shakily, her voice barely above a whisper. I didn't want to cause trouble. I just wanted Tyler to have a nice birthday. Mr. Dawkins turned to her, his expression softening. You didn't cause trouble, they did. He knelt beside Tyler. Hey, champ. You ready to celebrate your big day somewhere better? Tyler's eyes lifted, timid but hopeful. Can we still get chicken fingers? A smile tugged at his father's lips. You bet we can. Let's go celebrate your birthday. The restaurant stood frozen. Waiters motionless, diners whispering, guilt and awe thick in the air. He straightened his jacket, took Tyler's small hand, and led his family toward the door. The soft chime of the restaurant bell echoed behind them, final, heavy, and deserved. Outside, the night air was crisp. Streetlights flickered against the quiet hum of the city. Emily knelt beside Tyler. You okay, sweetheart? He nodded. Can we still get my chicken fingers? She smiled through her tears. Of course we can. Mr. Dawkins smiled too, opening the car door. Anywhere you want, buddy. Tonight's about you. Injustice sometimes doesn't end with shouting. It can also end with silence and the sound of truth walking away. The next time you see a parent trying to calm their child, pause, listen, and remember, kindness costs nothing, but it changes everything. From the other side of silence, toss stories where real voices rise and truth finds its echo. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story, because every time you do, another voice gets heard.